Well, good morning. I'm Reverend Karin, and I am so grateful to be right here and spending this time with each one of you this morning, here in the sanctuary, on live stream. It is such a blessing, so thank you for being here. So my talk today is called The Alchemy of Beauty. And yeah, that is, for those of you who don't know, this is my granddaughter. I am a grandma, and she's 10 months old now. And I'll bring her almost into every talk because it's our kiddo here, right? And she embodies beauty for me. She embodies all of the qualities of the divine, all of the different qualities that Thomas Troward, the judge, said, the qualities of the divine are love, light, life, peace, power, beauty, and joy. And that is all wrapped up in this little kiddo. And since I am focusing on beauty, as we all focus on beauty this month, I have discovered that there's also a demand almost in beauty. Have you ever felt that? That there's a demand in beauty? I feel it so much when I think about the first time I looked at the Grand Canyon. That overwhelming feeling that almost demands us to slow down, to be present. Because otherwise, we miss it. So this is our busy lives, right? It's just we're doing stuff. We are very, very busy with doing stuff. And here's nature. And I don't know that I can do that. But so here's us, and here's nature. And what happens when we allow it? Nature continues to be in its own rhythm. But it has this effect on us. It actually slows us down enough that we can breathe, that we can be present to it, and that we can allow ourselves to be filled up by the goodness, by the gifts that beauty has for us. Here at the New Vision Center, we have an annual theme. And our annual theme is celebrating spiritual awakening. And you notice we don't claim to say that we know how that looks for you, for each individual. For each individual has a different idea. How will my life feel when I am awakened? How will I connect with another? How will I give my gifts when I am truly awakened? But we offer 12 different portals to experience moments and ever longer moments of this awake state. In January, we looked at New Thought, the fundamental principle of our teaching, that we can have a new thought, that we can look at the world differently, and it changes our life out there, our experience of it. And then we looked at love, and then at authenticity. And this is the month of beauty. So I'm imagining that we are going on a journey together, a journey to take a look at natural beauty, and then at the man-made beauty. Just want to point out I went shopping this morning. Out there in the lobby, Daniel Nabat brought these beautiful jewelry from his wife. So I thought I'd say that because I think Warner is watching. So if you want to buy it from me. And then we're going to look at the beauty of living a life well. of living a life well, of answering our call, of doing what we came here to do. Does that sound like a good journey for us this morning? Great, great. And to begin with, I would like to share something that we shared 2 weeks ago when Reverend Leslie and I did a workshop together. We shared something that's called box breathing, because it will really help us to become present to this, to the rhythm and the pace of this message, which is a little slower than what we sometimes do. So what I invite us all to do is count. We're going to breathe in, hold our breath, exhale, and be empty to the count of 4. And we're just going to do this 3 times. So please breathe in to the count of 4. Hold it at the top to the count of 4. Exhale to the count of 4. Remain empty to the count of 4. Breathe in to the count of 4. Hold. Exhale. Empty. Remain empty, and one last time. Inhale, hold, exhale, remain empty, and look around and just notice what you notice. Just notice what you notice. See if you see colors a little different. I believe that breathing like that helps us in our relationship to nature. The founder of our teaching, Dr. Ernest Holmes, was a prolific writer, and I love what he says about nature. He says, "Today, I will recognize the divine in everything. I will realize that the ground upon which my feet tread is holy. The voice of truth will rise from every form in nature, proclaiming its holiness, the wholeness of all that is. The sun will represent the warmth and color of the infinite. Not only will the morning stars sing together, but I will chant my hymn of praise. And with them, I will rejoice in all nature." Love these words. Those words gave me such comfort and trust yesterday as I was working on this message and really prepared myself to speak of the beauty that is everywhere present. And then a friend called me and told me about the shooting in San Diego. And I had to work most of the day to get deep underneath it. How can I proclaim, to speak on beauty, to see the goodness in life, to recognize that this is a teaching of oneness when there is such pain and suffering and violence in the world. And I had to slow down. I had to really slow down and allow myself to feel those feelings and yet anchor back into exactly what I'm talking about. And just what Daniel sang about. The sky is always blue, even when I can't see it. God is everywhere present, even in the midst of something that appears not holy, not good. And so I listened to myself giving this talk. And I arrived at that this is truly the work. This is the work. I heard someone say, love is easy when everything is going fine, right? It is those moments that we say, I don't understand this. How can this be? That we are invited to bring our conviction that beauty, that love can heal even this. And I think for a lot of us, it's relatively easy to feel that in nature. Would you agree? For some, it is sitting next to a stream. There's a beautiful river up in Cottonwood that is just marvelous to sit right next to. Or the ocean, right? Where are my ocean-loving people here? Yeah, right? We can place ourselves in that, on the sand. I can literally feel the sand underneath me and feel and see the waves coming, or the mountains, beautiful mountains, the woods. Do you know how many people come into this beautiful valley at this time of the year to be in the beauty of the Sonoran Desert? To see our saguaros bloom, our desert bloom? Beauty has the ability to heal, to remind us that there truly is one life, one creation, and it pictures itself, it outpictures itself in oh so many ways. So deepening into nature when things get rocky is really, really helpful and easy. And what are some other ways? I happen to believe that every time when we appreciate, slow down enough to be with art, we have this opening to receive the goodness of what the artist was giving to us. It was so beautifully experienced in the song from Daniel Nehmer. Did you feel the hush that came over? Every time when the divine groove brings their beauty in expressing through music. And we are right there with them. We're dancing, and sometimes we're singing with them, and we are right there with them. We are connecting to the love that they have put into their craft, into their art. Every time I see a painting, jewelry, take a moment and think about how you can connect with the artist behind the piece of art. We had our vision group twice a month. The leadership of this community comes together and we anchor into our spiritual practice together. And a couple of weeks ago, in the vision group, our topic was, what does beauty mean to you? And this is what Ron Owen said, and I had permission to put it up. I always have to say that. But Ron said, beauty is the experience of love across space and time. How brilliant is that? Yeah. You really have it made when somebody quotes you on a Sunday morning. Just kidding. Yeah. How can we open up to see and feel the love that the artist put into the piece? When we look at it, if we choose to purchase it, if we use it, if we be with it. Yeah. And then the third area that I see beauty made manifest is in how each and every one of us lives our lives. Every day, every period of time, every project that we take on. It is beauty And it is the alchemy of beauty. It's the potentiality of that to transform lives, to open hearts, to make a difference in the world. Would you agree? Yeah. And we all know so many examples. All I have to say is Mother Teresa, for example. One life, lived well, answering her call, transforming so many lives, not just the lives of the people that she touched and that were in her sphere right there in Calcutta, but all over the world. Gandhi. But let's bring it a little closer to home. Think about your own life. How incredibly blessed you were because someone lived their life's purpose. The beginning of this week, I attended the services for Dr. Culver Nelson, the Reverend Dr. Culver Nelson. Dr. Culver Nelson is belovedly known as Bill, and he lived one of those lives. He is the founding pastor of the Church of the Beatitudes. Many of you know it's that beautiful church on 7th Avenue and Bethany Home. Yeah, I'm looking over there because my friend was there with me. She knows where it is exactly. Glendale, thank you. So Dr. Culver Nelson, I met him through ministerial school. He did the lectures. He was a profound scholar of the Bible, understanding the Bible in a way I have never, ever, ever heard anybody have an understanding of. And so he completed his life. We went to the services, and here is what one of the ministers in the services shared. So Dr. Culver came. He became a minister in 1957. I don't need my glasses for this. In 1954, he arrived in Phoenix. And Phoenix, at that time, had a population of 90,000. 90,000. And he thought and knew this city is primed to grow. And whoa, was he right? Yes, from 90,000. So he came, he started the Church of the Beatitudes. They started in a barn, and it grew fast, so fast. And after 3 years, it was time for the congregation to take a look at what is going to be our legend, our legacy. What are we going to do for this Valley of the Sun that brings forth, that people know we were here? And they talked about and they thought about maybe we'll go ahead and support youth, or maybe we get involved in domestic violence. There was conversations about maybe the veterans. What a church does, right? When a center is ready to expand the outreach, we look at all the different areas. And during this time, a congregant came to Dr. Nelson and asked if he would visit his mom, who was in an old retirement home. And Reverend Nelson said, "Of course I will," and he went. And when he came back from that visit, he was appalled. He was just appalled how this woman lived. And it wasn't just her, it was everyone around her, and the people were just there, and they were ignored. They were put on in this area that they didn't want to be seen anymore. And it had such an impact on him that he came back to the congregation and said, "We have to do something about it. I am called to do something, and I want all of you to come with me." And have you ever met someone who is inspirational and they say, "I want all of you to come with me," and you say, "Let's go"? Yeah, well, that's what happened. And Reverend Dr. Culver Nelson started the Beatitudes, the first of the campus. It's the first of its kind where there's continuous care. Where you go at a time in your life when It's not so good to live anymore alone, and you have community around it, and then progressively you can stay there until make your transition. And that is exactly what Dr. Calvin Nelson did. He lived there, and he passed away there. And it is not a place where people are pushed aside or ignored. No, it's a vibrant and active way. But why am I telling you all of this? It's because that is a life that brings forth the beauty that has touched numerous lives. And not just in the Phoenix area. That concept has gone out and spread all over the United States. That is the beauty of a life well lived. And so then it comes to us, right? Because it is always a question to how do I relate to it? And so I invite us, each one of us, to ask ourselves, what is it that I am passionate about? What is it that I want to bring to this world with this gift that we each are given every day? Each and every day we are given 24 hours of life. What is it that I want to give back to the world? And it looks very different for different people. For some it might be, I want to bring healing to my family. Or it might be, I want to finally write that book that is in me. I want to sing the song. So it is not so much about what it is, but it is to slow down enough that we can see and feel and hear, really hear the calling that has been placed upon our heart. Slowing down so we can meet beauty. Mark Twain says, "The two most important days in your life are the day you are born and the day you find out why." Why? I love that quote. So for this coming week, I invite us to really feel into, maybe, perhaps, starting every morning with a question. What is mine to do today? What is mine to do? And what I know is that we get answers all through the day. We hear oh, you should call so-and-so. Oh, remember what you thought about being when you were much younger? Maybe this is the time to check it out. Take a look at what would it take. Those colors that are in the closet, maybe today's the day to get them out and paint and create. And allow ourselves to see ourselves as the divine sees us, whole, perfect, and complete. Are you willing to accept that challenge for this week, every morning? Yes, every morning? Yeah. What is mine to do? I love to close with this way of relating to the 7 qualities of God that I spoke about, that Troward said. It is life, it is love, it is light, power, peace, beauty, and joy. And as we make these qualities, as we individualize them, Reverend Harriet from Oak Park, Illinois, put them into this context. Life is the energy of good. Love is the givingness of good. Light is the knowledge of good. Power is the movement of good. Peace is the acceptance of good. Beauty is the expression of good, and joy is the experience of good. May we all find ways this week to experience the good that is everywhere present. And so it is. So please join me in prayer as I ask everyone who is a licensed practitioner, minister of this teaching, our almost ready prac students, please rise with me. Let's stand and proclaim the one power, the one presence that is everywhere. For we know it is right here. It is right where I stand. It is right where you are. It is right where we all are. How good it feels to trust in the divine, to trust Sweet Spirit has us, as it has every tree, every plant, every beloved, every bird, every human, all of us. As we lean into this blessed feeling, we feel the earth beneath us. We recognize that love and beauty is right where we are. Has always been and will always be, leaning into us, whispering, we are one. We are one. And so as we lean into this truth, I speak a word of peace and healing and blessing. A word to uplift every person out of the darkness of their own experience, into the light, into the possibility to see and experience the love of the divine, the light of the divine. And to recognize that the highest God and the innermost God are truly one God, that we are the ones we have been waiting for. We are the ones to bring light into this world, beauty into this world. We are the ones, through the experience of our joy, uplift and heal everyone. And so I welcome into this vortex of deep knowingness every person that has ever stepped foot into the New Vision Center, every person that is driving by on Tatum Boulevard. They're all feeling the love, the kindness, the peace that is available with every breath. How very, very, very grateful I am to know this truth. I call it good and oh so very good as I place this word into the universal law, the law that says, yes, it is unto you, it is done unto you as you believe. We let it go, we let it be, and so it is.